And we are red. All right, Greg, what's up, man?
We back. Playoffs are here. Like,
Playoffs are here. Yeah, would you say it's been an exciting playing game experience for the fans?
uh, for the home teams, yes. Not for the fan of heart. It's been entertaining off court. We've had Brooklyn game. We had a Glue
Sorry, my
Girl.
my cat scratching up the chair. I had to throw a headband at him.
I'm
So
sorry. We
okay.
don't want another glue. We don't want another Glue Girl moment in Minnesota. That was. That's the most ridiculous thing I've seen. I've seen some stuff. People getting mobbed into the stand. Mobbed into the court. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. But for a girl to actually think that to glue her hand on a basketball court and that it would stick, and then they actually showed the print of her actually like the handprint of the court. What was that?
That was absurd. That was
because
absurd.
dude owns chickens.
It was so bizarre. That was so bizarre. Yeah, I do not understand people sometimes, man.
I don't either. I just from in any type of sport, you think you haven't seen anything? Nah.
No. Somebody's always going to do something because, especially, I mean, when you've got the city of Philadelphia still, doing their thing every year. If Philadelphia wins anything, somebody's going to be eating some cow poop or something.
Gosh.
Hitting an old woman, fighting a cop.
Booing Santa Claus,
Booing Santa Claus. There's a lot of cities like that in the U.S.
You gotta love Philadelphia. They keep it real. They booed. They told Ben Simmons at Starbucks. They called him out in a Starbucks. The man trying to get some coffee, and they tried to ridiculous. Oh man. It's been fun though. I'm ready for the playoffs. I'm ready for the. Is the play-in considered playoffs? I think Commissioner Silver needs to figure this out. Is it a playoff game or is it just does it count as a playoff stat? I don't know.
I think so because you have those play-in games for the NCAA tournament and they call that the first night of the tournament.
So this would be the first 8 because there's technically 8 teams playing in the play-in. I guess the first 8.
The ratings are so good for it, and this year too. They weren't as good as I saw an article. They weren't as good as last year because of the whole Warriors Lakers. But doesn't that seem so long ago? This has been a long year.
That was one of the best. That was one of the good games of the year, actually.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The playoffs last year were kind of dull, a little bit until the finals, but it wasn't exciting, but I hope this is different this year. I hope the first round this year, it might be some sweeps though. Sweep alert! I might predict a couple sweeps. But
you think so?
I think it's a couple sweeps that might happen.
Like Golden State sweeping Denver. Let's do it.
All right,
let's do it.
All right, that's what we call transition, folks.
There's no way we can sweep them. They match up really well against us. I think Golden State still can do it because Denver overall have been, if you just take the whole season into effect, they've been pretty inconsistent. But with injuries, it's going to be a lot tougher than it should have been. If all of our players were healthy, then I would say without a doubt we could beat Denver. But Denver has given us issues in the playoffs. Denver, you even go back to, I believe it was it last year or was it the season before where they came back? They came back on the Clippers.
With the talking about Golden State and the Clippers?
No, Denver and the Clippers.
Denver and the Clippers.
When they were down, and then they
games to 1.
Yeah, and then they were down by like 25 and. When they were 3-2 and then tied it 3-3.
3-3.
They know how to turn it on, and the team is pretty much the same.
No, that was the bubble. You're talking about the bubble.
Because there were no fans. There were no fans.
There were no fans. They came back down 3-1 because of Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers has the most blown 3-1 series leads ever by any coach. Let that sink in.
Really? I didn't know that.
The most blown 3-1 leads as a coach, Doc Rivers. The man, Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is overrated. We'll get to the Philadelphia, that mess later on. I'm with you. Steph Curry's injury scares me. If I'm a Warrior fan, it scares me. Like he walked through today. They're really hush hush about his injury. They're
They
really
really are. There's
keeping it
not a
a
lot of
secret.
news.
They're really keeping it a secret. They're like, he's gonna play. He went through. I mean, they're saying he's gonna play, but at what percentage are we gonna see Steph Curry? I mean, I don't. I just think if the Denver Nuggets were fully healthy, if they had Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, if they were fully constructed, I kind of would think Denver will win this series.
I know
But
Michael Porter is a huge miss for them because
it's a
you have.
huge miss from Jamal Murray is too. I think
Oh
Golden State
yeah,
wins it. Golden State wins it, but I think it's a nail biter. I mean, I think it's a 6 game series. I think Golden State
I
wins.
I think that's going to be the best first round matchup in my opinion. As
That's a
far
good
as
pick.
you're going to hit the over every time, in my
Yeah.
opinion. If you bet the over, it's going to go over 100 points. If it goes under 100, Denver wins it, in my opinion. Like if a game goes under 100 points, if either team scores under 100, I think Denver wins it. If it goes over 100, I think that gives the edge to the Warriors. And the stats say it. I don't have the stats in front of me, but when Golden State has scored under 100 points this season, they've lost a lot of games. I looked at that stat a couple days ago. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's something like they've only won 3 games this year, scoring under 100. I mean, that's like that with a lot of teams that aren't defense first, which the Warriors aren't. But neither is Denver. I mean, it really comes down to are we going to keep getting this output from Jordan Poole against Monte Morris? Um, I absolutely love Jordan Poole, but I don't know if he can keep it going. And then is Clay going to step it up? Is Andrew Wiggins, who's day to day right now, is he going to play the whole series? Which I think he will. I think that's. I've been reading reports about him. I think he's going to play at most of the games. But then your boy Looney versus Jokic is going to be tough. That's going to be hard for me to watch.
Oh my, oh man, that's Joker. Let me tell you, how many points you think a Joker has to average? Does he have to average a triple double for the Nuggets to even have a chance in the series? Like,
I wouldn't say triple double. If he's averaging a triple double, they probably win the series. But I'd say he has to average at least 25 points a game, um, which I think he can do. I think like if you were going to bet on that, his average for the series to be over 25, I would take that without a doubt. But then you look at it. I mean, maybe you could say Aaron Gordon and maybe Will Barton in some games can be that spark. But overall, I mean, we have Draymond Green, who in specifically the first round of the playoffs has been an absolute beast in his career. Not necessarily offensively, but as a leader and defensively, he gets the team fired up for the first couple rounds. And, you know, the games get harder, of course, as you go into the playoffs, but I think Draymond's going to come in and play a big role in this. I think there's going to be some, you know, when he's sliding over because Looney gets beat and he just hacks Nikola Jokic because you can get in Jokic's head. That's the thing.
can you? Can you though?
I think so. I think we've seen it. I know he carries himself like he's unflappable, but
He's from Russia. He's from Russia now.
he's Serbian. He's not from Russia.
Oh, I thought he was Russian.
No, he's not Russian. He's Serbian. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure he's Serbian. I'll look that up right now.
Okay, he's Serbian, but they don't play. Remember that
Serbian,
whole incident with the Morris twin? Remember that incident?
Oh yeah, with him and his brother.
He got it with the other twin. We're gonna beat y'all up in Miami or come down to wherever. The brothers were like, okay, we'll see you wherever. Just tell us where. Like, just tell us where.
I wouldn't.
We'll be there. I
wouldn't want to get in a head-to-head with either one of those brothers, but definitely not the Jokic brothers. They know some moves.
That's why I said I've seen a picture of them. They look like security guards at a club. Like, nah,
They do. They really do.
Right now, y'all are a 6.5 point favorite. Game 1 tomorrow night.
6.5. My goodness.
I kind of would take it. I mean, I take it. I take that. I think it's a little too much, maybe a little too. No, I won't take it. I think it'd be a close game. Y'all probably win by less than 6 points. It'll be close. Like,
I mean, I just think we're also I think we're deeper than Denver is with their injuries. Despite
yes.
even if you go to Damian Lee has been a really surprise this year for the Warriors. There's been games where he's had to play. I mean, Jordan Poole,
6 man, most improved player of the year, hands
mo-
down.
I would say so, and I mean his shot has gotten so much better this year. I was kind of wary about it going into the season, but he's had some games that have been absolutely unreal this season. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, it really without Steph Curry, we really need Wiggins and Klay Thompson to step up because Jordan
You ain't gotta worry
Poole.
about Clay. You ain't gotta worry about Clay Thompson. This is the moment's not too big for Clay, Dre, Steph, Andrew Wiggins. I'm worried about. This is like his second playoff series. I don't. He hasn't been in a lot of playoff series. He's
Oh, for
new.
his career, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't.
this is his second playoff series total.
Yeah. So I just worry about the players who haven't been in this moment before. Can the moment be too big for them? Can they thrive in it? Can they? I worry about that. So speaking of injuries derailing the team, the Dallas Mavericks and the Utah Jazz. Wow, Luca out for game one tomorrow. Utah's a 5 point favorite.
Yeah,
Um,
I may eat my words on the most exciting first round series because that one's going to be a lot of fun.
I don't think
That one.
this one is.
You don't
This
think
one,
so?
I don't. If Luca is out, if Luca's injury looks the way it looks, Dallas is screwed. Like they're screwed. I mean, I don't see how they can get any offense without Luca. Like you're gonna have to expect Spencer Dinwiddie and my guy from Washington, the white guy that shoots a lot, Burkes, I can't say his name right. You gotta expect him to go off. Like I don't see how they can generate anything without Luca. Like
Oh, Bertans?
Bertans, my man Bertans, the Red River. He looks like Matt Barner without the red hair. Like because that's all I see him doing is just shoot. Like all he does is shoot. But Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, I just thought they were in trouble because I feel like if Utah would have lost this series, clean house operation. It's well, we'll get to the now what later on, but it would have looked it would have been a mess of offseason if Utah would just lose. But now
Dude,
they're in the driver's seat now. Like
they've got one of my favorite players in the league that I think is so underrated, Bogdanovich. I absolutely love Bogdanovich. He can do pretty much everything. Um, he's somebody who, when I play like 2K career mode, I always buy for the Warriors. He's always so good for us. I know that's fantasy, but
yeah.
and Donovan Mitchell is day to day as well.
He's day to day. I'm gonna tell you what game I don't like. Joe Ingles. Like I hate Joe Ingles' game so much.
I don't like it either. Yeah.
Joe Ingles' game is it's the YMCA guy. It's your local YMCA or the playground type of guy that you leave him open. Like I mean, you go about everybody else. You leave him open. He's on. He's off. There's no spot. It's like you're playing 5-on-4 basically. Like he's so inconsistent with his jumper, and it's like I don't know why Quinn Snyder has an affection for this guy. Like I don't get it. What's his affection for Joe Ingles? Like his height? Like I don't get it. I mean, Jordan Clarkson should be starting. Like to me, but that's neither here nor there. I think Utah. Wins the series now. I think it swings over to Utah, like because of the Luka injury.
I mean, yeah, if Luca is out, no, let me take a look at the most recent report.
He's out
for Monday. 1. Yeah, and for game 2 as well.
Oh, he's out for both.
Oh, well, there's significant concern regarding his hamstring for availability for game 2. That's what Wojnarowski reports, and he was already ruled out for Saturday. But yeah, I mean, you are correct. I could go in and look at what their record is without Luca, but it's definitely not the Grizzlies without John Morant.
Oh
Um,
yeah, they
it's
yeah yeah.
their record has got to be. I mean, he hasn't been out a lot this year, has he?
Um, not as much as John Morant, but when
Yeah.
he's out, you could tell their points dip down, their defense actually goes up because Luka's not the best defender ever, but their offense goes tremendously down. Utah
No.
would, Utah's defense is top 10, so
Now
he already smothered them in. Like,
you do have somebody who has been. I'm looking at his stats versus Utah this year, Jalen Brunson. He's got 19 points per game against Utah. He averages 4 assists, whatever on that. 40% from three and 41% field goal against Utah this season. I mean, that's pretty solid, man. That's pretty
and
solid.
it's pretty solid, but the fact
That's
Dallas just finally got home court advantage. They finally got home court advantage for a long time since probably Dirk Nowitzki era. And now Luka's injury just, man, like, it sucks, man. It really does suck. But I think Utah, because of the Luka injury, I think they're in the driver's seat. Now let's get to the nitty gritty. The nitty gritty. Memphis Grizzlies.
I was about to say, yeah.
And the Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh boy. Where do I begin?
I hope this is the best series for round one. I really hope so. Look, I will tell you this. I was out today. I was doing some grocery shopping, and Greg, you don't see as many Grizzlies shirts and jerseys until it's playoff times. I've never seen so many in my life. Every time.
Here comes Caleb's hot take, y'all.
Every time April and May, you think, well, where have all y'all been? I mean, I know you're there because you definitely have good attendance for the games, but I haven't seen every single year that they are not even that they go to the playoffs, but they're a high seed. You see so many Grizzlies shirts, These Grizzlies fans, I mean, they think that they've got a free passage to the Western Conference Finals when you talk to them out here. They always do this. That's why I say they're like Tennessee football fans. Except Tennessee football fans in August, Memphis Grizzly fans in April. There's so much optimism, and then every single year that they make it to the playoffs, come into May, they're back at home trying not to watch the NBA Finals. Like, I don't know if this is the year for them, but they definitely have a tough first round matchup in Minnesota. I will tell you that much. And if you're going to sit here and tell me, Grizzly fans, that Minnesota's not going to at least steal 2 games on y'all, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Like, at least 2 games. And if they get those 2 games, if they go up 2-1, you're in trouble. That's all I got to say. Like, don't sleep on these first 3 games. Don't sleep on these first 3 games. Now, they could go 3-0 up. And that's not me eating my words either. You know, I'm on the fence on this series, but easily Timberwolves could go 2-1 up on the Grizzlies this year. Look, make message to all the teams that are going to play Memphis. Make John Morant beat you by shooting the ball. Cut off his air supply by making him not allowing him to drive inside. You gotta go Pistons. You gotta go 90s Pistons on him. You do not let him drive inside. And if you look at teams that have done that throughout his career, he has struggled because his shot has gotten a lot better. His field goal percentage has gotten a lot better this year. But still, primetime Ja so far. I mean, I know it's a small sample size, but he's been poor. Primetime Ja has been poor. For his usual standard.
Has been. I understand it, but Caleb, they've never been a number 2 seed ever. Like, this is the highest seed in Grizzlies franchise history. They have never been a 1, let alone a 2 or 3. Like, they've always been a 4. There were 6, I believe, 7, 8. They're a 2 seed. I just think I don't want this to take this the wrong way. We need to stop playing as victim cards, though, Grizzly fans. Like, just stop playing the victim role. Like,
they can't, Greg. It's in their DNA.
We are a top dominant team all year, consistently all year. I can't talk about the past. We're talking about right now. So what that Charles Barkley and Shaq picked the Timberwolves to win, and many others are picking. Who cares? They don't see. They don't watch. You think they sit back and watch
I was so excited. I was so excited with both of them pick.
It's for TV. It's for TV purposes. Why they pick the way they are? It's TV purposes. They know what they're doing. You think they sit back and actually watch the Grizzlies game? They don't know nobody but John Morant, Triple J, and maybe Steven Adams. That's it. Like, we're now getting to know Desmond Bain, D'Anthony Milton. We're getting to know these folks. They're getting to know them. We know them. They don't. I just feel like we need to start playing the victim role and be the top dog. Be the Phoenix Suns of the NBA. Like, you think they care about noise and what happened in the finals? Like, no. They go to work and put. We need to do the same thing. We are the top dominant team. Period. Like,
why are you saying we? You can't adopt them. You can't adopt them just because LeBron's not in the playoffs. I was going to ask you.
I have to choose a team, Caleb. I have to choose a team.
You can't choose the Grizzlies, Greg.
I have to. This is our team. This is our city, Caleb. Come on now.
This is your
team. Do you know how exciting the whole city of Memphis would be if they even get to the NBA Finals? You know how exciting this city would be? It'll be a holiday, a national holiday here. Like, people would take off work. Like, the Mayor Strickland will come out and make it Grizzlies Day, whatever. It will be a holiday for Memphis if they go to the NBA Finals. Like, they have potential. If not now, when? Not now, when? I hear you if they go up 2-1 Minnesota, though. It's scary time. But I just win this in 5. I really see this being, though. I really see tomorrow, though, being a little scary because they haven't played in a week. One whole week. Like, everybody. Like, and they've been practicing, they've been chilling, they've been getting their nails done, they've been on a beat. I don't know what they've been doing, but they haven't been in a game in a week. John Morant has not played in over a month until last week. So Russ might come in a little factor here. That's what I'm fearing.
31 points per game against the Grizzlies this season, D'Angelo Russell.
I don't trust D'Angelo Russell. This is his first time I think second time in the playoffs. I don't trust D'Angelo Russell.
He's been in the playoffs with us, yeah.
I don't forget the snitching, D'Angelo. Let's not forget now, Mr. Snitch over there, D'Angelo.
But you know who everybody's forgotten about is Swaggy P. D'Angelo's still doing his thing.
He's still doing his thing, but D'Angelo got a for that snitching thing.
I'm Team D'Angelo. I'm hoping he averages more than 31 points in this series. That's going to be so much fun. Like, because you're not going to get the scoring out of Patrick Beverley. But you know what Patrick Beverley is doing right now? While Ja's getting his hair done and getting a pedicure, manicure, and Jaren Jackson Jr. is the only one in the gym right now. You know what he's doing? He's got a dartboard with John Morant's face on it, just throwing darts in it. He's thinking of all the dirty ways he can drop John Morant, all the ways that he could accidentally injure John Morant. He is not somebody who you want to face in the first round. Ask Steph Curry that. Like, ask some of the best.
Forced him up.
You still don't want to play against him, man. You put so much effort going against him in the first round of the playoffs. So much effort. You exert so much effort. More so than if you're playing Monte Morris. Like, if Monte Morris is guarding you, Patrick Beverley is going to make every night hell for you.
Don't forget my boy for Denver. What's the man? The white boy, the Italian guy. I forgot his name.
Dang it, Greg! I know who you're talking about.
Oh, what's the man's name? I like him. He's a war. Like, he reminds me of.
Wait, are you talking about the light skinned guy or the actual? Not the dude from Memphis.
No, from Denver. No, not Will Barton. The point guard the point guard that comes in. What's the man's name? No.
All right, you figured that out, and I'm gonna keep going through this.
I got.
We haven't even talked about.
Campazzo. That's what I'm talking about. He's out.
The thing that's gonna hurt Minnesota is they're not very deep overall.
They're not.
The Grizzlies are definitely deeper. When you look at.
Can you name a bench player on their team besides Malik Beasley for Minnesota? I can't.
Well, Naz Reid, but that's just because I like Naz Reid. But
yeah.
You're right
getting
though.
there.
If you ask the average NBA fan, they don't know.
Exactly.
They probably couldn't name you the starting five. I almost completely. I don't think people know that Jared Vanderbilt plays for them. It starts for
He's a
them
good
every night.
defender.
But
He's a
listen,
good defender.
Carl Anthony Towns, their record
Overrated.
versus their. I know Greg doesn't give Carl Anthony Towns the respect he deserves.
Overrated.
People don't realize that he has the same skill set as Nikola Jokic.
What? Oh Lord! Now you
He
want to talk about
does.
reaching, Caleb? You showed it, reached the ladder on that one too. You showed it on that.
Has he
Come
not
on.
proven enough? Has he not proven enough this year to you? He's been an absolute beast this year.
What
He's
happened
been
to you, Caleb? If it wasn't for Russell and Anthony Edwards going ham, it'd be the Clippers we playing. Like the Grizzlies we playing. Come on now.
Thank goodness
Like,
it's not the Clippers. I was hoping so much.
I
that
wanted
it
the
was not.
Clippers. I wanted the everybody's talking about, oh, we've seen this movie so many
No.
times. Clippers and
The Grizzlies. The
Oh,
Grizzlies
wow.
would not. The Grizzlies would. Dude, that's nothing like the. That would be nothing like Chris Paul, Blake Griffin versus the Grizzlies.
That brings the best out of us though. Their defense is legit. Their offense is shaky, but their
No,
defense
this is a better matchup. Like
offensively, like you said,
this is a worse
over.
matchup, I think.
Yeah, you said Denver Golden State is over the series. This is clearly over. Like this is over. Every game, like over. Like shoot.
Oh, you think so? Yeah,
Yes.
probably.
Yes, over. Like,
Probably. Look, Jaren Jackson is going to have to really step up because I don't think Ja is going to be able to do this on his own.
No, he can't. And you can sell they're 20-5 without him. This is a whole better team in Minnesota. And I think it would probably go. I say Grizzlies in 5. I really do. I think maybe 6, but I think Grizzlies in 5. I think this is my number 2 most exciting matchup of the first round. Now my number 3 most exciting.
But let me just say this: I think it's great that the Grizzlies have the next Damian Lillard. I think that's great. All right, what we go?
You know what? You know what?
And
I can see that though.
They've got a poor man, C.J. McCollum and Desmond Bain. There we
go.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I love this one.
I love that. But the Dame Leonard, John Morant thing, I can see him being a rapper too. That's the thing. I can see him being a rapper like Damian Leonard.
Well, look, he's already doing his underwear commercials all over the city. He's got him and his tidy whities all over the city on the billboard.
Not tidy whities. It's probably boxers. Caleb.
His boy shorts. My bad.
Boy shorts. Okay.
All right.
My number 3 most exciting matchup to conclude on Saturday: the Philadelphia 76ers. Oh, and the Toronto Raptors. This one, like, so many storylines on this one, and it has nothing to do with Toronto. This is all on Philadelphia. Like,
I knew you were gonna say that.
This is clearly on Philadelphia. You want to talk about a spotlight and triple spotlight, and go to Philadelphia, like, because James Harden has his career is on the line this first round. He can sit back and play it off like, I'm just gonna play basketball. It's basketball. You're riding a lot on this, James. You force your way out of Brooklyn. You force your way out of Houston. Now you're with a caliber team with the MVP candidate and Joel Embiid. There's no excuse, James. We've seen this track record before, James. You disappoint us in the playoffs every single year. Every single year you disappoint us. It's on you. Like, I mean, they could have been a 2 seed. They could have been a 1 seed, really. James Harden has been floundering. His shot selection has been off. Like, and they're gonna Ben Simmons 2.0. I'm gonna say Ben Simmons 2.0.
How has he been Simmons? How has he been Simmons 2.0?
I'm saying the way the treatment of Philadelphia fans. If he goes off and plays another performance, a bad performance in a first round series, they're gonna treat him. They're gonna give him the Ben Simmons treatment. And I'm gonna say this on record. I predict this. I predict Philadelphia. I think Toronto beats Philadelphia. What I predict, James Harden will be traded for Zach LaVine this offseason. I predict it. Like, I see it coming.
You think they're gonna get rid of him? I don't think he's gonna get traded until next February. I don't think so. I think they're gonna hang on to him. I don't think they're gonna get rid of him over the summer because if he doesn't win them a championship.
Don't you think Joel Embiid is the type of person that'll go to Zach LaVine, find a way to get his number, find a way to contact him?
I was gonna do a Joel Embiid impression, but I don't think that is very fitting. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna get.
Zach, this is Joel Embiid, your favorite person. How are you?
I'm not gonna get in trouble. Some people don't know me. You know me. You wouldn't get offended, but yeah, they know.
Some people know me, and I'm gonna say it personally. Joel Embiid will go to Zach LaVine and like, you really want to be the number 2 guy in Chicago? You want to be second fiddle to DeMar DeRozan? Hey, come on down to Philadelphia, man. We'll treat you like a king here in Philadelphia, but just don't mess up. Spotlight is on here, Philadelphia. Like, come down to like Suge Knight did on Death Row. Come down to Death Row Records. Come on down to Philadelphia. Like, because James Harden, I don't get it. What happened to James Harden in 18 months? What happened? Like, he led the league. They were talking about him being the greatest scorer of all time, Caleb. One of the greatest of all time. He fell so flat down to earth. It's just, I've never seen a fall so quick. Like, since probably Baker Mayfield. Like, I'm sorry, Baker. Baker had that coming. Like, you felt disrespected.
But I was completely on James Harden's side, leaving Brooklyn. I mean,
I don't get it. Why?
Because he was tired of Kyrie Irving. He was tired of him. He was tired of that atmosphere. He's tired of the fakest fan base in the NBA.
They don't have any fans, Caleb. Brooklyn has no fans. Like, they have celebrities. Like, and
they have
people.
They have plenty of fans though at the games and stuff.
Do you not see the arena? Okay, I mean, they could literally find me. They could literally just do virtual, like, and have more fan base, have more sound in virtual than they actually do in fans. Nobody goes to Brooklyn games. They go because it's New York, like, and the Knicks suck. That's the only reason why half of them are in Brooklyn anyway. Like, there's no fans.
Yeah, they say, where Brooklyn at? Where are the Knicks at? I thought the Knicks were supposed to be good.
Comes to supporting basketball, like
I thought the Knicks fans said that they were going to be powerhouse this year.
Who, the Knicks?
Yeah.
Who said that? Like,
with Thibodeau tucking his shirt over his boxer shorts.
That's funny. Oh, Tom. Mr. Come Over Tom. Remember the Chicago Bulls? They used to come over his ball head. Man, cut it off, man. Shoot. Come home, man. Come home. Like me, come home. Tom. Like me, come home, Tom. Like, give it up, Tom Thibodeau. Mr. Thibodeau. Let it go. But yeah, I think Philadelphia, the spotlight's on Philadelphia. Nobody's talking about Toronto. You know, Nick Nurse and Pascal Siakam and Van Vliet. Nobody's talking about them because, let's be honest, it's all about Philadelphia. Like, it's about Doc Rivers. If Doc Rivers loses, will he be fired? Yes. Like, James Harden, if he loses this series, will he be out in Philadelphia? Yes. Like, you could just expect a clean house mentality for Philadelphia if they lose this series. Like, a whole bunch of moves will be made. Like, and that's what I'm excited about.
I don't know. I'm taking Toronto. I think Toronto overall is a better coach team. I think that their drive's gonna be better. But I mean, I wouldn't put money on him. I also love the secret weapon, Precious Achiuwa.
Memphis Tiger alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely love Precious Achiuwa. So, I mean, and then you have, of course, Van Fleet and Siakam. I think they're just
Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, and Scotty Barnes as well. They're not very deep, but
they're tall. Their length gives them problems. Like, and that's the one team in the East I did not want to play. I didn't want to play Toronto. I feel like whoever played Toronto was in trouble. Like, and it's Philadelphia. But I'll take it back. I think Philadelphia wins in 6, but If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I want to be wrong so bad on this series. So for all the
Now,
drama.
I'd say a much more interesting series in the East is Boston Brooklyn.
That's my number one. That's my number one intriguing matchup in the first round. Boston
Boston's revenge
and Brooklyn.
series.
Look, here's my thing. If it's the same exact team from last year. Same exact team. Minus Robert Woods, though, for Boston. How are they so overwhelmingly a favorite over Brooklyn? Overwhelmingly a favorite. I don't get that. Like, and it's the same team, different head coach. I understand that, but how is Boston so heavy favorites? Like,
Because
but
Jason Tatum pretty much is, and Jaylen Brown have taken a further step up. That's why I think.
they have. And I'm not trying to discredit that, but Robert Woods' injury is a key factor in this, like a major factor. Like they now, granted, Brooklyn has nobody inside. I want to know for Steve Nash, does he overcoach or is it just does he want to play small ball his entire life? Because you have two political big men that are eating pine on the bench right now. LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin. They're not even sniffing playing time. These two, like, why are they not playing? Like, you, they're big men. Why are they not
I don't
playing?
think he. I don't think he wants to move it around. I think he's afraid to switch it up a lot away from Andre Drummond. Because I mean, you look at Andre Drummond, you look at the egos of all of them, and neither one of them, all three of them, are not, I would say, humble players. Would you say? I think that they don't want to mess up the. I think the only thing is he doesn't want to mess up the team chemistry.
But they're so Bruce Brown playing the four. I mean, he's a good guard. But why is Durant playing 5 or 4? Like, and Kyrie playing 1 or 2. Like, I just think the small ball thing. They're trying to. This is my example of when you have a team, you're trying to make the system what your team is. Just do. I just feel like, especially now that Robert Woods is out, we should get some Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge. Like, Andre Drummond, he's a snail. And I know this from playing with the Lakers. He's not that big guy that you need playoff crunch time. At least LaMarcus and Blake Griffin have playoff experience. Like, they have experience. Like, they should be playing more.
I think you will probably see him more. I think you will probably see him.
I don't know, but it's to me it's the Kyrie and KD show. Like, these two, and it can happen. Boston can win this series, but I'm picking Brooklyn to win in 7. I really think this is the upset of the playoffs. Really, like, I don't see any other upset but this one. Like, I think KD and Kyrie know what's at stake here. Like, especially Kyrie. He played the series.
Yeah,
he can play the whole series. Like, he knows. Like, and he's out of all the players in the NBA, he is the most rested player in the NBA. He has not played that many games at all this season. Like, I think Kyrie has a chip on his shoulder. He has a chip on his shoulder. Like, and he's gonna go out there and ball out. I really do. Like, I think Brooklyn wins in 7. Like,
yeah, that's not a bad shout. I would go with Boston just because of how good Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have been this year. I want Brooklyn to win because I don't like the Celtics at all. So I've never liked the Celtics. Since
they're just so rude. Like, they're just, and they take it so personal. Like,
we'll see if Boston fans can behave themselves this year.
I don't think they can. Like, between Red Sox and New England Patriots, like, I never met a respectable fan that likes those teams. They're obnoxious. Every fan I know that there's a fan of theirs, they're obnoxious. They're obnoxious. Like, their head is so big, their ego is so big.
Like, oh yeah, you can't argue with them because they always just name their championships.
Yeah.
Or like, no, we're talking about right now. And they just hold up their fingers.
They're like, number 15, like, especially LA Boston thing, number 15, number 6. Like, they always say that. Like, just before I was born. Like, in the
Well,
80s.
I
Like,
mean, they get on the Lakers for accepting Minnesota Lakers championships, which is kind of messed up. But
no, they shouldn't accept them.
yeah,
See, I agree with me and Caleb. We agree on that. They shouldn't accept Minnesota. That's Minnesota. That's Minnesota championships.
yeah,
Like,
like Atlanta doesn't have one, but back in the early '60s, they won one against Boston. They weren't Atlanta though. I forget who they were. But the now Atlanta Hawks, what they used to be called, they won a championship versus Boston back in like '61, and Atlanta doesn't claim that. But yeah,
no,
except but the Minnesota Lakers,
Minnesota. Yeah.
Lakers claim those championships. Those
So,
NBA titles.
if the Memphis Grizzlies win a championship, does Vancouver claim the championship? Because they came from Vancouver Grizzlies to Memphis. Do they claim the?
No, because they're not a team anymore. That's what that's
I mean, Vancouver Grizzlies. Yeah, I think they, show Vancouver some love.
Vancouver's got their hockey team. That's all they care about up there.
That's all I care.
That's my hockey team, by the way. That's my hockey team.
Toronto. Yeah, just keep Toronto. Y'all can have Toronto, whatever. Like,
yeah, whatever.
Y'all
whatever.
Keep Toronto.
Yeah, Canada, you don't get any more. You see what happened to the Expos. Yeah, and then we give y'all the Blue Jays and you throw trash on the field. People always say that Canadians are nice and loving people. I played lacrosse with a lot of Canadians. They're great guys, but I would not say that they're nice and loving. Yeah. Canada is not Michael Moore's Canada. That's all I'll say.
They're not friendly. They're not. They're so. I can't do their accent, but they seem so like. They seem so friendly that they'll walk by and you can run over their dog and they'll be like, "No, I'm sorry, that was my fault. I should have watched."
Yeah, but if they lose an NHL series, they burn down the city like they did in Vancouver.
They take their hockey serious, basketball.
They invented the most violent sport, hockey. Like hockey's more violent
in football.
Than football, I would say. Yeah,
I can't go there.
They're sliding around on knives, pretty much. Like
it's dangerous. It's tough, but dangerous. I've been watching that Tony Hawk thing on HBO. Maybe skateboarding should be considered a dangerous sport.
I played football and I played lacrosse. Lacrosse was most similar to hockey, and lacrosse was more violent than football.
Lacrosse is dangerous.
Lacrosse, because you're literally holding something that you could break somebody's limb with. No, football is very violent. But lacrosse I picked up more injuries in lacrosse than I did football. But also, I didn't play Memphis Public School football, so that's probably a little bit more tough.
You didn't go down to Melrose or what?
No, I didn't play it. I didn't play at Melrose Stadium ever.
Orange Mound, come down to Orange Mound.
Yeah, I love that stadium though. I covered some games there this year. That stadium is really cool.
You would get fed. You would get entertained watching them go.
100%, 100%.
Very entertaining.
But we, I mean, Milwaukee, Chicago. You got anything to say on it?
Sweet.
I really don't. Yeah.
Sweet.
That's
one of my other two. I might have 3 sweeps these coming up. So I'm going to say them. The next 3 are sweeps to me. I got Milwaukee sweeping Chicago. I got Miami sweeping either Atlanta or Cleveland. Cleveland's playing right now. I got them sweeping them. Maybe 5 games. I'll give them 1. And Phoenix and the New Orleans and Clippers thing, I got that sweep. I mean,
I have that too.
I just think those are 3 clearly better teams than the other 3 opponents. Like, clearly. I'm not intrigued at all by those 3 games. So you always have a couple of series like that. Five of the 8 are actually pretty good. It's just those last 3 don't really care about.
Yeah, it's pretty top heavy once you get to that point. I think
Sunday, and it's Easter Sunday too. I mean, I don't think a lot of people really care about watching basketball on Easter Sunday. So I guess the NBA was like, we'll just throw these 3 of the 4 games that nobody cares about. We'll put them on, and put the top 4 matchups on Saturday. That's smart for NBA for marketing.
Well, Greg, we went a little bit longer than I expected, so Greg had an idea. We can do this next time, Greg.
Next time.
But basically going over
Now
these
what?
teams in the playoffs. Greg's calling it. Now what? And like let's say Minnesota gets bounced. What do they need in the offseason,
What's
basically?
next?
So
What's
we're going to
next?
go over those teams, and of course we'll go over the games that happened last week. This coming up week.
Yeah.
Let's check the score right now.
Cleveland is pouncing on Atlanta right now, 26-14 first quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, pouncing on it. I don't think Jared Allen is playing though. Is he playing? Like, no,
We'll
he
see.
is not playing. Jared Allen is not playing. Like, no, is he
Yeah.
playing? Yeah, he is playing. I'm sorry, Jared
Yeah,
Allen
he
playing.
is. He's played 5 minutes so
Played
far.
5 minutes. He is playing. See, I didn't put that into factorization. Jared Allen not playing. That whoa. Like, no. But Trae Young, 1 for 4 right now. I had a bet on him tonight. He would get at least 35 points. Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God. At least 35 points. He's got his work cut out for him.
He's ready to go to the beach. He's ready to go to the beach.
No, he's not. Like, no. Come on now.
You can't tell me that if you're an Atlanta Hawks player, maybe not him, but let's say you're a rotation player for Atlanta or Cleveland, you can't kind of be hoping that the team's gonna lose, so you don't have to go and play Miami in the first game. You kind of there's got to be at least one guy like, man, I'm excited to just take all my money I've earned this year and go spend some of it on a vacation because I need one.
Well, you're going to Miami. You act
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
like-
you're going to Miami though. You act like
Yeah,
not
but they're
gonna go to
playing.
the club. I know they're playing, but come on now. You know they're going to Club Live or something down in Miami, like on the after the game or something. You know that. Like,
Maybe. I mean,
it's on your record book. It's a pride thing. At least I get to the playoffs. Like,
you know who doesn't do that? You know who doesn't do that after in the playoffs? LeBron James and Steph Curry, and that's why they're greats.
they don't go to the vacation after the off season.
No, in the off season they do. I'm talking about during the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know who does do that? Joel Embiid.
Boom, boom.
Was that shots fired? Is that shots fired?
That's just that was shots fired.
That's gonna be.
That should be our marketing. We should get a marketing campaign for that. Caleb, shots of the podcast, sponsored by somebody.
I need to make a D'Angelo. Once Timberwolves beat the Grizzlies, I need to make a D'Angelo Russell T-shirt with him doing the ice into the veins thing, shooting the Grizzlies.
Whatever, man. Whatever, D'Angelo Russell. The reason why Minnesota might make it interesting is Anthony Edwards. That guy is explosive. Like him versus Dylan Brooks is must see TV. Them two, like I mean, that matchup is good. D'Angelo Russell ain't gonna be the reason why they win that game series. Like
I don't know, 31 points a game versus the Grizzlies this year.
Karl-Anthony Towns overrated. So can you really expect this man to be a franchise player? Seriously, like
I don't know what you have against Big Cat.
He's not a franchise player. He's just not. Like,
he probably fouled LeBron James hard one year while they were playing against each other. Greg doesn't like him.
Well, he talked about Westbrook the other day. You know that the game they played, he hit the air ball. He was like, "Did you see that when he had?"
You know what? We can't play your game for time, but can we play this game? What's LeBron doing right now?
Watching the playoffs. You know what I think is going to happen probably this week though? He might go to Inside the NBA. Charles invited him to go to the set, and I want to see it.
That'd be all right. Yeah, that'd be all right.
I want to see that more than anything. He said, "You ain't doing nothing else, Bron. Come down to the studio." LeBron, accept Charles Barkley invitation and go to Inside the NBA. Please, for me.
I know, he's probably shooting a Snapple ad or something. Whatever else he's the head of an ad campaign on.
The Shop. The Shop.
The Shop, yeah.
I love that show. Hey, Steph Curry will be on there next time. When they go to Cleveland in 2 years, he'll be.
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said on this podcast, Craig. I was telling some people that, and I'm like, that is the craziest thing you've said on this podcast. The fact that you think that Steph Curry and LeBron are like best friends. Of course, you had to end this one with it.
They are. Like
I think that they like each other, respect each other. I don't think that they are best friends because
LeBron, Steph, and Bronny Jr. Back to Cleveland.
what is Bronny Jr. doing right now? Is he good?
We
Is
don't even
he?
know if Brian. Do we even know if Brian Jr. is going to be good pro? We don't know. He's still in high school. This is senior year coming up next year. So like,
So potentially he needs 2 more years.
yeah, they have to. They can't go straight into the league. So they're gonna have to
Okay,
stay
so he needs so he
2
needs
years.
1 year. And he needs to be good in college. Where
He's
is he?
gonna come Penny Hardaway, line one. Gonna get Bronny Jr. Like,
Why
I'm just
isn't
saying.
why doesn't anyone talk about? Oh, because he's really young. I was gonna say, why doesn't anybody talk about Bryce Maximus James?
He's like
Uh,
12, 11, ain't he? 12? Like,
yeah, it looks like it. He doesn't look like LeBron's kid.
and stop. Here you go. See, that's what
No,
you and
that's not
Mark
what I
Jackson.
meant. That's not what I meant.
You and Mark Jackson, boy, y'all. And they
Wait, what
talking
did
about
Mark Jackson say?
man. What he did he not say? You too. What Mark Jackson said about LeBron's wife, and he's talking about he might be the next Laker coach. Mark Jackson.
Pastor Jackson?
Yeah, he might be our next Laker coach. There's a
Brother
rumor out
Jackson?
there.
Brother
Pastor
Jackson? Brother Jackson. Look, he'll go there
Pastor
because
Jackson.
he'll go there because there's plenty of churches there. Well, that's what his excuse has been is there's not a church nearby. Why he won't go coach certain teams
Yeah, what y'all did to Mark Jackson was so messed up.
was the smartest thing that we could have done. The
He won
smartest
because
thing.
he's the one about the players there for y'all to win. It's him, not Steve Kerr. It's him. Like Steve Kerr's the one that like the driver couldn't finish the trip because the guy got sick, and then Steve Kerr just finished the trip down. Like he gets all the credit, but the man went like 70. He only needed 75 more miles to get to the championship. Like so messed up. Like y'all did my boy wrong, man. Just like Grizzlies did Lionel Hollins wrong. Y'all did Mark Jackson wrong. Like I mean, y'all did him wrong. Y'all did the man wrong. Like
I think Steve Kerr's a much better coach, but well, I mean, he's the
that
one.
Take us a little reaching. That takes.
I'm reaching because he has how many rings? How many rings does Mark Jackson have? And how many rings does Steve Kerr have? Like,
Look, yeah, is he a top 10 coach? Sure, whatever. Like,
look, it's not his fault because he played for the loser Knicks as well. So,
look, fine. Steve Kerr's a top, whatever. I mean, it's by default. He ain't no Phil Jackson. Great. Oh, speaking of coach that need to let it go, Coach Popovich, been a good career, but it's time for you to go. Like, it's time for you to go, Coach. Coach Pop, time to go. Like, it's time to go. Like, what is it? He's the winning
feel
coach.
bad for him though. You feel bad for him though.
That should have been us, Caleb. That should have been the Lakers in that game instead of the Spurs, like the dead Spurs. Like, don't get me started, Caleb.
Well, this has been a good one, Greg. I hope y'all make lots of money this weekend. But yeah, we're gonna hit y'all up. Greg, I'll get this posted. My plan is to get this posted tonight. It's a Friday as we're recording this, so that's why we didn't go over the games going on right now too much because the score it'll be finished by the time this is up. So, but this has been a good one.
It's been a good one.
Good luck to you and all of your teams out there. Anybody who's watching this, like it and leave a comment for us. Hit that notifications button.
Subscribe. Tell a friend and know somebody that knows somebody. Tell them about the podcast.
Yeah, tell them. Yeah, and how we can improve. But I think the more people we get, it gives us. We just have fun doing this. So we love doing this every week. So it's always good to talk to you, Greg, and talk sports with you.
Oh yeah, no. Anytime with you, Caleb. The entertaining one.
Well, all right, man. This has been an entertaining podcast from both of us, the two broke guys. Y'all have a good weekend.
Can't wait to see y'all next week. Woo! Can't wait.